So you said you use every single day?
Like, and it's only, I would use every day if it wasn't for money. You know what I'm saying?
Are you high right now?
Yes.
All right. Welcome back to Other People's Lives. I'm Joe Santagato.
I'm Greg Dybec.
For anyone out there that would like to be a guest on our show, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Our email is oplpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, and today we are speaking to a crackhead. That sounds like an offensive term, but that is what they wrote in their email. So the subject line is, I'm a functioning crackhead. And they are going to talk to us about their addiction, how they use pretty much every day, but basically still find themselves in a position to be a functioning member of society. So really interesting. It doesn't seem like a conversation you get to have often where someone is kind of going to willingly admit all of this and walk us through it. So we appreciate the guest being on. And yeah, thank you so much for being on today.
I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to come on. It's fun. It's not a funny thing, but it is funny hearing that.
Yeah.
The word crackhead is just it's so
but it is
direct.
what it is.
Yeah. Hey, you said it first. You gave us permission.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
But can you just, I guess, talk to us about how your addiction started? How were you introduced? You know, was it crack originally? Was there sort of a gateway drug into crack?
Yeah, so it's I'll try and make it as short of a story as possible. But so I became an addict, period. Like when I was 19 years old. It started off with pain pills. I legitimately got addicted accidentally. So I'm a little older, and like now it's very like well known how addictive like opiates are. Like I think everybody knows that. But back then it really wasn't. And so like I was always scared to even like smoke pot or anything. But for some reason, like I felt like, oh, okay, they're from a doctor, they're not bad. So I would do them. And, before I knew it, I did them for a while just recreationally. But I really liked them. Like when I did them, I was like, oh, this feels like home, And long story short, I got hooked, man. I was like, I'm tired of spending money. Tried to quit, couldn't. So I ended up, going to rehab, came home, was clean for about 10 months. So I found out my ex-girlfriend cheated on me, and my girlfriend at the time, So I was like, I'm relapsing, Well, during that 10-month time, like they had really cracked down on pain pills, and so all there was heroin. So I did it, and I ended up on heroin for a long time. It started off by smoking it, ended up an IV user. Started off for a few years just heroin, then went to heroin and meth. Then I was like, it's a long thing, but when heroin and meth, then so heroin got off the streets, then went to fentanyl. And I didn't like fentanyl. I thought it sucked, honestly. So I quit. Well, I was clean for a while, and I don't know. Like it's like after a certain amount of time, like I just get bored being sober. Like I have mental health issues. And one day I was like, I had done crack in the past like a couple of times, and it wasn't something like that I felt the need to do again after doing it. So I was like, well, I can do this and, be fine. But that's not the case. Like I did it and I was like, well, I'm going to do it again and again and again and again. And here I am.
So you said you use every single day?
I would say no less than 5 times a week. Like, and it's only, I would use every day if it wasn't for money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is crack expensive?
Not really. It depends on like your tolerance, I guess. Like, okay, so depending on like if I have enough money, like I can spend like about like $80 in like it's a lot cheaper than like your other stuff, honestly.
Right.
Like, I would say like the least I would spend is like $25 a day and then upwards of like 80.
I was going to say, like, how much do you think you're spending, in a week or in a month on drugs?
I would say at least like $300.
Yeah. $300 a week?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I feel like I have heard that crack is cheaper and that's
Which
why
it
it's
is, like I spent way
easier to
more
maintain.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah. I spent way more in the past on my other stuff, but it's still very expensive.
So when you said the pain pills originally, was that because of like a surgery or something? Like were those prescribed to you when you first tried them?
Okay, so when I was 13, I had a surgery and got prescribed them. And I was young, so I had to take them as prescribed because of my parents, But I loved that feeling, like, from that time. But, I was like, okay, whatever. But so what happened was, like, I had went through, like, a breakup or whatever. And a buddy of mine knew I was going through it, dude. Like, just, was like, well, here, try this. And he crushed up a pain pill and told me to do it. And again, I'm thinking, like, okay, it's from a doctor. It's not bad. So that's the only reason I even tried it.
Yeah. Well, I ask because like you hear stories where people are put in that position where they don't know, or they're just trusting the doctor. And then, they go through whatever their prescription was. And then they're essentially almost addicted at that point, and then feel like they have to crave that. It's scary to think about.
Yeah.
So now, how long have you been using crack? Like, what's the stretch? And have you tried to get sober recently, or are you just kind of riding this out? And like, are you enjoying it? Is this something that you're choosing and just that you want to do?
Oh man, it's like such a complicated thing. Like, so I would say probably at least like about a year and a half so far. When I say if I tried, like, have I went to rehab or anything? No. And in the past, my past addiction, that's what it took, But this, like, you don't really go through withdrawals or nothing. So it's all a mental thing. So I've went like a week, without it, but then I just ended up doing it again. Like, and I think it's just because I just don't want to yet, So, and do I enjoy it when I'm high? Yes, but like when I'm not, like, I just crave it like crazy.
And when do you usually like get high? Like, is this something that you kind of do? Sometimes you do it at work, sometimes you do it at home, or you only do it at a certain place, or how you do it?
I mean, if I have it 24/7.
Oh, if you have it on you, you're doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So is the main priority of your day sort of like being able to acquire more crack?
Unfortunately, at the moment, yes.
And you did say in the email, you called yourself a functioning crackhead. So can you just describe that? What is your life right now? Why do you use the word functioning? Is it because you're holding a job and sort of no one knows this about you?
Okay, so like I say functioning because like I live a fairly normal life. So it's kind of complicated. Like when I say my day consists of trying to get more, like if I have, for instance, let's say I have like a family dinner I have to go to, I'm going to go to that. Like I'm not going to like, I say functioning because I'm not on the streets. Mm-hmm. Like I'm not begging, I'm not robbing, I'm not stealing, I don't sell drugs. Like, so at the moment I'm not employed, but I am like a skilled trades person. So like, it's not hard for me to get a job. The problem is it's sort of hard for me to keep a job in a sense of like, I have a problem with being late a lot of times because I'll get high all night, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is I can keep a job. It's like I'll lose a job and then like go like a couple weeks and then get another one. So, you know what I'm saying? Like most people would not say it's functioning, but again, I'm not really doing illegal activities. Like I consider myself a normal life, really. It's just if you took crack away, like it really wouldn't be that different. I would just be able to hold a job constantly.
Before we continue this interview, we do have some sponsors. This episode is sponsored by Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one website platform designed to help you stand out and succeed online. If you're just starting out a business or if you're looking to scale your business to the next level, Squarespace has everything you need to claim your domain and to showcase your offerings with a beautiful website. A professional website allows you to grow your brand. It allows you to get paid. It allows you to showcase your product, your services, whatever it might be. But it's important to have a place for people to go to see what you're offering. And Squarespace makes it super easy. Before Squarespace, we struggled to make professional looking websites. But with Squarespace now, it's so easy. They have beautiful templates you could choose from, or you can kind of customize and personalize everything just with a drag and drop system. We use Squarespace for other people's lives. OPLshow.com is hosted by Squarespace. We designed it with Squarespace, and this is a very important website for us because it has the contact form where people reach out to, and this is how we choose all of our guests for the show. We also use Squarespace for our other podcast, The Basement Yard. We've created our entire tour website using Squarespace. It looks beautiful. We're able to customize everything, put in every city, links for where to buy tickets. It was important for us to have a very professional site that was also easy to navigate so people could find the city that we're coming to next for a live show, and then be able to buy tickets at the time that tickets go on sale. And Squarespace allowed us to design exactly what we needed for that. I can't recommend Squarespace enough. If you need a website, if you have a business that you're looking to start out or scale, you can head to squarespace.com/OPL for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, you can use offer code OPL to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. So you're going to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Plus, you get that free trial so you can play around and see what I'm saying, see how easy it is to make a beautiful website without needing to code or anything like that. Again, that's squarespace.com/OPL. And when you're ready to launch, use that offer code OPL for that 10% off. The fall is here. For me personally, the fall always feels like a reset. Summer's over, the fall's here, there's that chill in the air, but things get busier. Kids are going back to school, the days are getting shorter, and truly like finding the time to cook a dinner every night just becomes more difficult. That's why I love Factor. Their chef-prepped, dietitian-approved meals make it easy to stay on track and enjoy something that's actually delicious. The best part is, no matter how hectic things get, with Factor, you have a meal that's ready to go with no prep, no cleanup, and just a huge menu variety. So we use Factor during super busy weeks so that we know we have a dinner. I use Factor all the time. I bring it with me for lunch when I'm here in the studio because I don't have to think about it. I don't have to meal prep, and I know that I'm going to have something that's nutritious and satisfying. There's a huge selection of weekly meal options, including premium seafood choices like salmon and shrimp at no extra cost. And you can also support your wellness goals with Factor. You can kind of go through, pick meals that fit, what you need. Is it high protein? Is it keto? Is it no carbs? Is it vegetarian? You can really customize it so that you're getting the meals that you want to put in your body. That's why it's not a surprise that 97% of customers say that Factor helped them live a healthier life. So you can feel the difference no matter what your routine is. And you can head to factormeals.com/OPL50off and use the code OPL50off to get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for a full year. That's code OPL50off at factormeals.com. For 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. This offer is only valid for new Factor customers with the code and the qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. Go check out Factor. And now back to the show.
Are there, I assume there are, but what are the adverse effects that you feel from crack, as far as your health? Is there a part of you that's sort of breaking down or whatever? If you're on crack pretty consistently for over a year and a half, is there any sort of health things that you're kind of dealing with?
Mentally, I know it's really bad. I struggle with mental health anyways. And ultimately that is why I've done drugs most of my adult life, because of my mental health issues. And this just makes it worse. But again, if I'm high current at the moment, I'm okay. But when I come off, my mental health is way worse than it would be naturally.
So it's just part of the hamster wheel to get high again, to not be in that state?
Absolutely. Yes.
Are you high right now?
Yes.
All right. When you're sober, what does it feel like? I imagine that you have this perception of sober, you said before, is boring. So when you're sober, can you kind of describe what your reality feels like as opposed to when you're on drugs?
Yeah. So I have severe depression, and so ultimately because of crack, it's I can't have a stable medication. I'm medicated, but how stable can it really be with no illicit substances? So when I'm not on anything, I literally just want to sleep all the time. I have when I say zero motivation to do anything, I mean zero. I just want to hide from the world. And again, a lot of that is depression. And so the thing is, if I wasn't on anything, then I could be medicated for it and stable myself out, So I would still be dealing with depression if I wasn't on anything, but it would be nearly as bad.
Have you ever tried that where you're sober to just try to work on your mental health, whether it be like therapy, getting medicated for that?
Absolutely. So I've had periods of clean time. Like I've never had over like 10 or 11 months. So like usually what would happen was like on whatever substance it was, I would like use anywhere from say 8 months, then I'd get clean, maybe stay clean for 4 or 5 months, relapse, use for 2 years, get clean for like 10 months. You know what I'm saying? It's like an on and off thing. And during those times, my mental state is stabilized, and like usually I'm doing therapy and counseling, stuff like that.
So you mentioned before that you sort of get bored, but is it more than that? Like if you're clean for say, 8 months, working on yourself, focusing on your mental health, what really draws you back into this cycle of using again? And when you do you feel shame or anger for doing that?
So the ultimate answer is lack of coping mechanisms. So usually what leads to a relapse is something happening in my life. For instance, a loss of a grandparent, called one. So this is, I hate it. Like, I hope I can say this without so I got a girl pregnant. I wanted to keep the baby. She didn't. She had an abortion that caused a relapse. Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And yes, I hate myself for it. Like every time it happens, but because I have the shame, anger, all that, it leads me to keep using. So,
and do people in your life know that you're addicted to drugs?
Oh yeah. Like this is a little different than in the past, but in the past, in the past, I did not live a functioning life. Like I was a pretty big time drug dealer, and they knew that. Like I got charges and everything else. But this time is a little different. Like they know I do it, but they just don't always know when and how often.
Does this affect your ability to keep friendships, make new relationships, or maintain relationships with family?
Yeah, like anytime I'm on anything, it does put a strain on my family's relationship, and again, that leads to shame and anger at myself, which it's just such a cycle, man. And it sucks because I have like such a close relationship with my family when I'm sober. And as far as like friendships, I isolate like all the time. That's another way that a lot of people can tell if I'm using it or not. I completely isolate.
Okay. So even when you're high, this is something that it still kind of pushes you to like be by yourself. Like I don't know. Like, is it like you take crack and you're happy and want to go out all of a sudden, or you're still just going to isolate?
No, yeah. I've always, so even on stuff that like people would call, so back when I used meth, a lot of people like consider meth like a social drug. Not for me. Like it never was. Like I just preferred to like be alone anyways. Like, don't get me wrong. Like I would go out and do things, but like, I don't know how to explain. Like, I just don't like to share. Like, I don't want to have to share myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm being 100%. Like, that's the main reason. Like, if somebody wants to hang out, dude, for sure, as long as you got your own stuff. Like,
before we wrap up this episode, we do have one more sponsor. This show is brought to you by BetterHelp. Have you guys ever found yourself in a situation where you realize that you are just trauma dumping or just sharing way too much with a person who isn't exactly qualified to give you any feedback? What I mean is maybe you meet a stranger at the bar, you're talking to a bartender, you're talking to your barber, or just a friend that you're just putting so much on them because it's so clear that you have something that you want to get off your chest. You have a huge decision or a life change that you want to talk about and you seek guidance for it. And you're kind of just dumping it on everyone. But the truth is, what would really help in that case is talking to a licensed therapist. Maybe you're looking for help or advice about a relationship, or you're dealing with anxiety or depression, and speaking with a credentialed therapist can help give you the tools that you need to navigate through these difficult situations or these confusing situations in life. So instead of just oversharing with strangers, you can give BetterHelp a try. With BetterHelp, you get access to quality online therapists, and BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct, and they are fully licensed in the U.S. BetterHelp also offers a therapist match commitment, so they're going to have you fill out a questionnaire. You're going to focus on your therapy goals, what your needs are, and they will match you with a licensed therapist. Now, if you're not happy with that match, you can switch at any time, which I think is an amazing feature of the platform. There's over 30,000 therapists on the platform, and I think the best part is just the flexibility, the fact that this is online, it's tailored to your busy schedule and your lifestyle, so you don't have to worry about the same time every week or kind of commuting in or waiting in an office or anything like that. You can sit down and have these online therapy sessions as you need. So find your perfect match for a therapist with BetterHelp, and our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/OPL. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/OPL, and you're going to get 10% off that first month. Now back to the episode. And how are you maintaining this habit now? I think you mentioned you're currently unemployed.
Yes. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. So I guess technically I am doing illegal stuff. So I can't get into like specific details because like I don't want to give away my like who I am. But
right.
for instance, I'm prescribed a medication and I sell it. That's what I do. So that's to put it the easiest way.
Okay. So you are getting money illegally too.
Yeah, I didn't think about that honestly, but if I'm working, I don't do that.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, because it sounds like, your just main goal is not necessarily like, I'm trying to build a drug empire or sell drugs or anything. I'm just trying to get drugs so that I'm trying to get money so I can buy drugs.
Right. Now I used to, so like back in the past, like, probably like 7-8 years ago, I did want to be like the biggest, but like I said, I got in a lot of trouble, got a lot of charges. And that's why now I'm like, okay, I'll just get high myself. Like none of that.
Yeah.
Do you have like close friends that are also, that do drugs with you?
No, like that's the funny thing. Like I don't like hanging out with people that do drugs. I like normal people. Yeah. Drug people get on my nerves.
They get on your nerves.
They do, man, because they be acting weird. Like I can act. I know it sounds funny. Like I may act a little different, but I don't act like a crackhead. You know what I'm saying? Like the stereotypical like crackhead. Like I've never acted like that ever. Like I'm really talking to me, like you know what I'm saying. Like I'm not like, hey man, you know what I'm saying, man. Like,
that's why this is so interesting. And when you emailed, kind of wanting to talk about it and, calling yourself functional in that sense, like there obviously is a stereotype and an image associated with, especially the word crackhead, like maybe they're homeless, not working. And then, we get on with you before we start recording and you're like, oh, huge fan. Like I've watched all the episodes and I don't know. It's just interesting to hear that you are still living, a big aspect of your life is quote unquote normal.
If you saw me, I promise you would never, ever, ever tell. Like, never. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not like some skinny person, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, I look nothing. Like, so it's funny, man. So, but that just goes to show you can't always, the stereotype is not always true.
Mm-hmm. So do you have like a plan for like your future? Like, I mean, we kind of alluded to it before, but is there any part of you that's like, man, one day I'm going to get clean. I'm never going to turn back.
Absolutely, man. Like I want that for myself more than anything. It's just, I've just got to want it to a point to where I get through the hard part,
Yeah. What do you think it would take? Just you truly giving more effort to it, checking yourself into rehab? Like what are the kind of actual logical steps you think you could take to get clean and then hopefully stay clean?
I just gotta get tired of it, dude. Because like I am broke all the time. Like I'm not homeless or nothing, but like I'm just broke. I can't. Like my hobbies have been put on hold and stuff. Like because again, I live a normal life when I'm clean. Like, and I have hobbies and stuff like that. And like anytime I'm like actively using it, like obviously all my money goes to that. So I've just gotta get to a point where like, dude, I'm ready to be able to buy things I want again and stuff like that.
Do you think you would still need more than that? Because you could get to that point, but then what happens if there's, another traumatic or hurtful event in your life? Or what if you get a job and you're making really good money and then you feel like you can, still spend money on your habit, but also have money left over? Like, do you think you'd still find yourself back to a place where you consider using?
So ultimately, I think I've got to get my coping mechanisms like on point in case, let's say, my life does get straightened out and everything is just peachy keen, and then something does happen. I've been in therapy before, but I've never really put all my effort into it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I've got to do. So if something traumatic does happen, I'll be able to handle it, without using any substances.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, to have that self-awareness, knowing what the moments are that have derailed you in the past, is important. But, I am curious too, before we wrap up, just what is your view on addiction? How do you describe addiction? I know there's such a debate of like addiction as a disease versus people who just believe like a person's not trying hard enough. Like, what's kind of your perspective on this?
Yeah, like I've never been able to say, like, I don't know if it's a disease. I don't know. But I'm gonna be honest, like I have like such a hatred for people that are so like just hateful towards addicts. And don't get me wrong, dude, like people in active addiction can do some grimy, disgusting things, but it's not them. So here is the way I describe addiction to people. So just think of a computer, okay? And say there's like a little USB thing, right? And you plug it into that computer and it's a virus. And it infects that computer. That's how addiction is. But the thing is, if you remove it back out, let's say it goes back fine again. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I see addiction. Like, you've just got to keep it separated from your, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't use, and it won't kick back in. I hope that makes sense. Like,
yeah, it makes sense. I think for sure. And I honestly am curious too. I mean, just for anyone that could possibly be listening, because it sounds like you're self-aware of the things that, bring you back into addiction. I know you keep talking about, coping mechanisms. I think that's an important part. But if there was someone listening who, wanted the advice and, from someone who's been clean for 10 months and then has relapsed and know why they have relapsed, like, is there any sort of advice you can give that you kind of give yourself, maybe that you could give to other people of how to stay clean?
Yeah, I mean, just to do the work, man. Like a lot of people do hang out with, other addicts, and they go around places with addicts. Change everything. Like, you have to change your whole life. And ultimately, that's kind of what's made it hard for me this time, is because my life is normal. But like, yeah, man, just do the work. Like, it's not worth it. It's really not. Like, it does suck for a little bit. And that's like, it sucks that I can give this advice and I know it works. I'm just not good at taking my advice. But yeah, just do the work, go to therapy. Like, there's free, there's free help out there. If you need rehab, go to rehab, do it. Forget the stigma, forget judgment. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Like, I mean, who cares if you need help? Like, you're not weak. Like, you know what I'm saying? And because I can admit, like, I need help. Like, I do. And I just don't know what, you know what I'm saying? But so yeah, just don't be afraid, man. Just do what it takes. Like, it's not worth, because here's the thing, depending on what substance you are on, or I guess really any of them, there's no guarantee that, either the first time you get high or what you say is the last time you get high, that may be the last time of anything, because you never, ever, ever know what you're putting into your body.
Yeah.
So is your life worth it? I mean.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's, super helpful and insightful. And, we can sense the real struggle here that you're going through. And, we hope that sooner than later you can find yourself in a place where, you're taking that advice and you're sticking with it. And we really wish you the best of luck with all of that.
I appreciate it. And I apologize. I know this wasn't like some crazy, like, exciting, like, episode or anything, but like, I don't know. I hope like maybe somebody can get help out of it. If like somebody can, that's like all that matters to me. I just want to help other people, even if I can't help myself.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly also don't think that it's, a quote unquote boring episode or anything like that. I actually think that a lot of people deal with addiction and they know people that deal with addiction. So hearing, the perspective from the source, because I'm in agreement with you. I think a lot of people think of addicts as these like disgusting and grimy people, but I personally do not see it that way at all. And I think it's important to kind of put that perspective out there so that we can kind of loosen the stigma a little more. So I think that would actually be very helpful, because I think addicts, if they felt like they weren't such a bother to people, or they weren't this like second class citizen or something like that, then it would be easier for them to try and get help as well. So I think this is an important conversation, actually.
Most of us are just hurting. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a reason why nobody becomes an addict on purpose. And that's what I wish more people would see. Yes. Did we everybody says, well, you made the choice to use for the first time. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? So my thing is, not everybody has. And that's the question of, is there disease? I don't know, but not everybody has an addictive personality. Like I've met people that can smoke a cigarette 1,000 times, but when they want to lay it down, they can. So it's like, well, did you ever try something one time? Just because you didn't get hooked on it doesn't mean that doesn't help for him or happen for other people.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah. Yeah. Well, again, thank you so much for taking the time and talking to us. We really appreciate it.
All right, man. Thank you all. I appreciate the opportunity.
All right. Have a good one.
Best of luck.
All right, you too.
I mean, just to echo what I was saying, man, I think it's a very important conversation to have. I've rubbed shoulders with addicts in the past before, and I feel like before having like firsthand experience with that, you don't really understand what it's like to kind of deal with that or watch someone go through it and how hard it is, because it's so easy to everyone else to just be like, just stop,
right? Or
like, just don't. And it's like it's well beyond that type of thing. And I think it just, empathy goes a long way. It's not just like, oh, don't make sure they don't feel bad. And then, why are we enabling this behavior by being nice? It's not really about that. I think just like as a society, if people, didn't look at addicts as these like fucking sewer people or whatever the fuck, then like they're more likely to talk about it and try to get some help, or like look for outside, help, because a lot of people feel like they don't want to be a burden. And it's like, I know I'm doing something wrong, and if I bring this up, I'm just going to get yelled at. And I know what the right thing to do is, but I can't for some reason. It's a chemical imbalance.
It's fascinating how what he said at the end was insightful of like, sure, you can take the accountability of like, I chose to try this, I chose to do this. But it's fascinating how it then can affect an individual so much differently than someone else. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, I mean, I know he's definitely not a boring episode. I mean, that's just such an interesting perspective. I mean, he is like on crack talking to us, but also very self-aware. And it's, always easier to kind of give advice to others than take your own advice. And like we said, I just, he seems self-aware. He seems like he has experience being clean. And I really hope that he can get to the point of just like really putting in the work, like he said, and taking those steps and following through with it.
Yeah. And for anyone else out there that would like to be a guest, hit us up. Our email is oplpodcast@gmail.com. Just send us your story and we'll get back to you.
Yeah. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at OPL Podcast, and new episodes every 2 weeks. And also, I mean, don't do crack. Don't try crack if you haven't, or any drugs.
Good advice, Greg. We'll see you guys next time.